We are just hours away from Election Day. Tonight, the final push to win Georgia's 6th congressional district.
The battle for votes prompting an apology from a local political leader.
Gunfire in the streets of a popular beach vacation spot.
Inmates' quick decision with an officer's life in their hands.
11 Alive News Tonight starts now.
Tonight, a local GOP chair apologizing after saying a shooting in Virginia could help Republican Karen Handel win the 6th congressional district race. 11 Alive's Chris Hopper now covering the fallout for us tonight.
Tonight, 11th District GOP Chair Brad Carver is apologizing for some comments he made to the Washington Post. In that article from today, he's quoted as saying, "I'll tell you what, I think the shooting is going to win the election for us." He's referring to last week's shooting in Alexandria, Virginia, the one where a man targeted congressmen on a practice baseball field. The Post went on to quote him saying, "Because moderates and independents in this district are tired of left-wing extremism. I get that there's extremists on both sides, but we're not seeing them. We're seeing absolute resistance to everything the president does. Moderates and independents out there want to give him a chance. Democrats have never given this president a chance." Earlier this evening, Carver took to Facebook to apologize. "I was asked about the congressional baseball game shooting and its effect on the congressional race in the 6th district. I stated that I thought that voters would reject extremism and Karen Handel would win. Politics, human tragedy, and violence don't mix. I should not have said what I said. I apologize for my remarks." 11 Alive political analyst Andra Gillespie.
Most voters have already made up their minds in the district. So in that respect, it's not going to have the impact that I think he thought that it would have.
We asked John Ossoff about Carver's comments.
This is a national tragedy. Representative Scalise is fighting for his life. I think it's disgraceful to politicize it.
Republican Karen Handel did not speak to the media at a campaign event tonight. Republican U.S. Representative Doug Collins from Georgia's 9th District did weigh in on Carver's comments.
I think it's a bad thing to say because Steve Scalise is a friend of mine, and Steve Scalise is fighting for his life right now. I think that's beyond politics at this point.
And tonight I asked Carver for an on-camera interview. He declined, saying tensions are high and he hopes his statement will ratchet them down, Jeff.
All right, Chris, thank you. It is the most expensive congressional race in American history. It will be over tomorrow, and early voting numbers indicate that turnout should be much higher than in a typical off-year election, according to the Secretary of State's office. More than 140,000 early ballots have already been cast, and that is in person and by mail. That is an increase of almost 150% from the April 18th special election. You can download the 11 Alive app right now to receive an alert as soon as the results are finalized tomorrow night. We'll also be posting the numbers as they come in on 11alive.com. Just look for the special race to replace Tom Price.
Because no matter who we are and who we love, we are all still human.
Tonight, heartfelt pleas from students and parents at the Fayette County School Board about transgender issues. 11 Alive's John Schierick was inside the Board of Education meeting tonight, packed with a divided and an outspoken crowd.
The uproar, all because Fayette County school nurses just went through an hour and a half of training to help them talk to students of all ages who come to them with questions about themselves and others about gender identity. The boardroom filled to overflowing with people who either condemned or praised what nurses will be telling children. This woman said this isn't San Francisco. This is Family Values, Fayette County.
We are not going to stand quietly by anymore and watch a lie be forced on a 6-year-old child because somebody told them that they can be whatever they feel like. Some children feel like throwing rocks. It's just insanity.
Many parents complained about the organization that provided the training to the school nurses, the Georgia Safe Schools Coalition, which says its goal is to eliminate LGBTQ oppression in Georgia schools. Teaching perversion, some parents complained, not normal behavior.
I'm a non-binary trans person.
This student praised the school system for its support of LGBTQ students and said all children at all schools need the same support that the nurses' training will help provide.
For all the other kids in the LGBT community who have felt like they didn't matter, who have felt ashamed, alone, I want for them to know that who they are is okay and they have support.
As of now, the board does not plan to expand the LGBTQ training to other school staff. But a spokesperson tells me the school nurses will use their new training with students from now on, despite the controversy. At the Fayette County School Board, John Schierick, 11 Alive News.
Right now, the accused ringleader of a massive meth operation out of Gwinnett County now is on the run. The GBI says Tanya Loudermilk headed a drug ring in Duluth, supplying dealers in Habersham and surrounding counties. Agents arrested 3 of her alleged associates last week. One man was caught in Loudermilk's apartment trying to flush 2 kilos of meth down the toilet. New developments in the Fulton County tax revolt. Fulton County Commission Chairman John Eves, who is running for Atlanta mayor, says he discovered a loophole that could save homeowners thousands of dollars.
We discovered that going way back to 1880 when our county was formed, that there is a provision that allows the Board of Commissioners, at the time we were called the Board of Commissioners of Revenue and Roads, to change or correct the tax digest, and that's what we're doing now.
If the law is enacted, Fulton County residents would receive new assessments in the mail sometime in the next 30 days. The Board of Commissioners is expected to unanimously pass the measure during a meeting on Wednesday. We were the first to report, 11 Alive, to report the soaring property assessments this year in Fulton County, with some homeowners getting hit with a 100 to 200% increase. The county assessor's office may not be the only reason that property taxes have increased. 11 Alive investigator Andy Parati uncovered hundreds of licensed appraisers making mistakes and leaving homeowners with very few options.
It's a big day for Stephanie McDowell.
I'm actually moving into my new home today.
Filled with anxiety and excitement.
I love it. I absolutely love my entire place.
While McDowell did her homework on her home, what she didn't realize is that she should have been researching homes all around her, including the one right across the street that may have impacted the price of her 2-story Atlanta condo. According to state records, the Georgia Appraisers Board sanctioned an appraiser in 2015 for failing to include nearby home sales that would have indicated a lower opinion of value. Its homeowner, who declined to be interviewed, says the appraiser inflated the price by $30,000. Because the sale closed before the state cited the appraiser, the price stuck. Since then, similar homes in the neighborhood jumped 51% in value. McDowell had no clue.
It's not notated anywhere. I wouldn't have known had you not mentioned it to me. I wouldn't have known that. Even though I wanted, I'm happy with my property, it still makes me wonder, did I pay a little bit more than I should have?
An 11 Alive investigation uncovered the Appraisers Board has cited hundreds of appraisers over the past 15 years for similar mistakes.
It tends to be overvalued.
Ann Milano is a longtime Atlanta real estate broker. When an appraiser mistakenly increases a home's value, she says other homes in the neighborhood will eventually follow suit, which means everyone pays more in property taxes.
The natural progression in real estate, hopefully, is that your property values and the investment that you make in your property is going to go up. It's when it is overinflated very quickly that it impacts the homeowners on a very severe level.
We also found appraisers cited for undervaluing homes. For example, this home last year, an appraiser didn't account for its front porch, its finished basement, or a portion of its driveway when assessing its value.
The system really is working. You're talking about a very small percentage of people.
Craig Coffey is the Deputy Commissioner of the Georgia Real Estate Commission and Appraisers Board. While the number of appraisers cited by the state is less than 1% each year, Coffey says his agency isn't sure how many bad appraisals were performed by those sanctioned by the state.
We actually don't even know the appraisals they've done.
The only way that you know if an appraiser has made a mistake, though, is when you get a complaint.
That's true, but you have to think not only do our complaints come from homeowners, for example, that are involved, the lending institutions that are loaning for the residential properties mostly have a very intensive review process.
Right now, there are 48 active investigations into appraiser mistakes across the state. Investigations can take anywhere between a few months to a year to complete. By then, though, the damage is already done to the homeowner and the neighborhood.
A year's a long time.
A year is a long time, but you have to also think of the court process and due process.
It shouldn't take that long. I wouldn't think that it should take that long, especially something that important.
Licensed appraisers impacting new homeowners.
I hate moving. I don't see how people do it.
And a state board with little authority to track down how often it's happening.
County assessors are not regulated by the State Appraisal Board. They're governed by a different set of rules. But if you think your home was incorrectly assessed by an appraiser hired by your bank, we have a way to file a complaint in this story on 11alive.com. For the 11 Alive investigators, I'm Andy Perotti.
Still ahead at 11, a beach beatdown draws a crowd until a man opens fire. You will hear from the witness who recorded the whole thing on his cell phone.
I'm meteorologist Chris Holcomb from the 11 Alive Storm Trackers. It is a busy night in the Storm Tracker Center tonight as we're still tracking showers and storms. These have just prompted a new flash flood warning for that area. We'll detail that. Plus, 2 tropical systems that we're watching. I have the latest forecast track on both of these and whether or not they'll have any impact on us coming up.
Check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Was that you, the beach town beatdown? You're a good writer, man. Hey, Jeff, when you toss to me, I'll be able to, take over.
Okay.
So.
Assume control and command.
Yeah.
215. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, here we go.
Uh-oh. What's up? Oh, you love what now? Oh, I am so happy to be working night side. Oh, the black mark.
Here we go.
Well, let's just share the love, girl, because you awesome too. Yeah, there you go. Sometimes, I know this is crazy, I pinch myself, man. I'm like, I'm here. I ain't in Sacramento. But anyway. But there's a lot of mosquitoes out here.
Hey, don't be, I know that my tower cam is kind of dark, but it's because I'm looking for lightning, so I'll explain that on the air. I just don't want you to be caught off guard that it looks dark.
Hey, Chris, can you hear me? Your lighting is much brighter. It looks completely different from 2 weeks when I left. I mean, it really looks much warmer, much more illuminated. Yeah.
Woman mistakes rattlesnake for dog.
Six people shot on a busy street in Myrtle Beach, and as people were ducking for cover, one man captured all of it on cell phone video. 11 Alive's Ron Jones spoke to him tonight.
Yeah, very bizarre story here, Jeff. Tonight I spoke with a young man who recorded it live on Facebook, and I wondered, how was he able to remain so calm during the chaos?
It happened so fast, I'm not quite sure.
Bubba Henson of South Carolina was vacationing with some friends at Myrtle Beach along North Ocean Boulevard when he noticed from his hotel room an unruly crowd becoming even more unruly.
Acting like a bunch of idiots.
He goes live on Facebook.
So I thought it'd be a good idea to take out my phone and start filming it.
Tension on the street begins to mount.
Here comes the police now.
Within seconds, a group of people attack a guy on the sidewalk, punching and kicking him.
Oh, they're fighting, fight!
Fight, fight, fight!
Now watch as the person getting pummeled regains his footing, reaches into his right front pocket, and then gunfire erupts.
Oh! Oh, the officer's down! Officer is down!
Bubba instructs a friend in his hotel room to call 911. We later learn it was a security guard shot, not an officer.
He was shot, but it was only grazed to his leg from what I've been seeing on local news.
Multiple people down. We're at 4th Avenue North. Stay away.
The reason I kept telling people to stay away because I have a lot of friends in the area at the beach.
Oh, my God. Did y'all see that?
According to local reports, the shooter then allegedly carjacks a driver in the parking lot.
They actually got him later on down the road.
But we wondered, how could Bubba remain so calm during all that chaos? More than a dozen bullets were flying around. His next answer explains his demeanor.
I'm a volunteer firefighter, and I work in a 911 center.
Yeah, so he's used to that. And also we're told that all of the victims suffered only minor injuries from that gunfire. And Jeff, the suspect is behind bars.
Wow, it's amazing video to see, and equally amazing is the fact that no one was killed, no serious injuries.
Exactly.
All right, Ron, thank you.
Sure.
6 Polk County inmates now being praised for saving a deputy's life after he fainted. The officer was supervising work detail at a cemetery when he warned the group that he wasn't feeling very good. He even told the men where his phone was in case something happened. So soon after his knees started to buckle, he collapsed. His belt with his gun, cell phone, and county van were all within the inmate's reach. But the inmates immediately rushed to help him, to try and save him.
First, we took his gun belt off and laid his gun belt to the side, and then we pulled his vest apart, and then we figured we better take it off in case I had to do CPR on him or something like that, because he was in bad shape.
Wow, how about those guys? According to one inmate, the officer was out. He was unconscious for about a minute, and he really wasn't breathing. The good news, the officer is expected to be okay, but because of the high temperatures, he now has been taken off of the work detail at the cemetery. The officer involved asked not to be identified, but again, he's doing okay tonight. Some fathers and daughters in Metro Atlanta had the chance to do a little dancing over this Father's Day weekend. Our partner, our colleague, 11 Alive anchor Sheba Russell emceed the 15th annual Ryan Cameron Foundation father-daughter dance with their own father. How about that? Mayor Reed also in attendance. Along with his daughter, they were also among the families getting to experience a special night out together. A lot of fun. The weather, sadly, is not a lot of fun tonight. Chief Meteorologist Chris Holcomb tracking pop-up storms. It looks like we're going to have a week's worth of rain and maybe at times some very heavy rain, Chris.
Yeah, plenty of moisture moving our way, coming in from the Gulf of Mexico. Some of this will be tropical moisture that will move our way too. Even though we have been dry in Atlanta for a while, folks over on the east side are just getting pummeled with plenty of rain. Let me show you what we're watching right now. We were tracking some of these showers that came through just a little bit earlier, came through Atlanta, have pushed on to the east. And as some of these were dying down over the I-85 corridor, then these to the south started popping up even more and really have been intense. I'm going to put this into live mode, and we'll go back up here really quick to the Atlanta area. Well, let me do it this way. I'll put you back into live mode, and we'll show you what we've got going on here with our lightning tracker. And you can see how much lightning that we've had with this system here over the last 15 minutes. Now, we've started to see the lightning count come down just a little bit. Let's see what it is right now as we go over to the South Carolina border. About 128 lightning strikes in the past 15 minutes. This is lower than 300 to 400 lightning strikes that we had just a little while ago. So that's showing us that this seems to be weakening somewhat. But I want you folks from Henry County all the way through parts of Newton County, Morgan County, Greene County, on to the east of Athens, Oglethorpe County, over toward Elberton. You're experiencing a lot of lightning and heavy rain that will be weakening very soon. Now, here's a live look at what we're watching. Now, I know this is dark here, but this is our Athens camera. We've been keeping an eye on this because earlier we had a big lightning show in the sky with this system as it moved on through. I'm going to change something over here on my graphics so y'all can see the other image that I wanted to show you here. Check out the pink sky from this graphic here. This is from community storm tracker Allison Giddens in Kennesaw. We had a lot of pictures sent in by our 11 Alive community storm trackers of the pink sky at sunset tonight. And this is another nice look here. Storm tracker Whitney Brock in Talmo, Georgia, saw a nice sunset as well as that sun was setting below some of those larger clouds that we had out there. Now, let me show you what's happening as we go through the rest of the nighttime hours. I mentioned earlier we have a flash flood warning in effect due to all of that heavy rain that is over to the east of us. See this green box right here? That's indicating where we have this flash flood warning in effect for overnight. Plenty of heavy rain. Where you're seeing the yellows, that's indicating rainfall amounts around 2 to 3 inches. This darker color right here is showing 3 to 4 inches of rain. That's for parts of Oconee County, also over into Oglethorpe County. We'll see these showers ending tonight, and then tomorrow we're going to have clouds, a few showers redeveloping, especially around lunchtime and after. A couple of those pockets could be heavy at times. And then as we get into Wednesday, cloudy to start, and then a few more scattered showers on Wednesday as well. Both days, we're going to go with about a 60% chance for rain. This is Tropical Storm Brett that you see right here moving into the Caribbean. The forecast track takes this just north of South America and most likely will lose strength by Wednesday. This one is a potential tropical storm, would be named Cindy. The latest track on this takes it up to around parts of Texas or even Louisiana coastline. And everybody to the east of this will see copious amounts of tropical moisture moving our way. So that's why we have these high rain chances through the week. 60 to 80% chance for rain through Friday, then a 40% chance Saturday and Sunday. We'll see temperatures cooler, close to 80 degrees for the Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, then back to the mid 80s for Friday, mid to upper 80s by the end of the week and the weekend. We will be drying out somewhat for the 27th through the 30th with warmer temperatures, and they will be in the upper 80s. Just know this forecast that you see here, the 7-day outlook with these rain chances, will be tweaking this from day to day because this is all going to depend on what happens with that tropical system that is developing down in the Gulf.
Break out the rain gear. Oh, man, it's coming. Sports is coming, too. Remember Chris Medlin? After 2 Tommy John surgeries, he still has some life in his arm. How is that happening? We'll show you how he did as he had an opportunity tonight. Stay with us.
can see the talent that's there, and he's starting to show it.
Bouncing ball up the middle. It's a base hit. The Braves walk off again.
He's going to have a bright future. I think that he's going to be one of the best guys in baseball if he gets the opportunity to play.
He is terrific. The rookie Johan Camargo making a name for himself already at SunTrust Park. He is a speedy infielder from Panama, and he has been the winning run for the Braves over the last 2 games. So Brian Snitker put him back in the lineup again tonight against the Giants, and he got right to work. Bottom of the 3rd, Camargo on first, Enciarte heading one to right. Camargo flying around the bases. The throw to Buster Posey is perfect. Can't hang on to it. Camargo scoring the Braves' first run. Next inning, Matt Adams is the player to watch, and the power is to watch. Here he hits one to his favorite spot. You might as well call it the Matt Adams home run deck. His 11th of the season. We like anything that has 11s in it. Braves win their 3rd straight, 9-0. Man, they're cooking right now. We like that. In Gwinnett County, former Brave Chris Medlin making his first start at home. And he has been tough. A great story, trying to make it back after 2 Tommy John surgeries. 9 strikeouts in 5 1/3 innings, but Charlotte getting a hold of a couple of his pitches. They're up 10-5 in the 9th inning right now. Some bad news out of Panama City Beach. Former Braves catcher Johnny Estrada arrested for battery. He shoved an umpire at a youth baseball tournament. It is the 2nd time Estrada has been arrested in the last few years. He was arrested for domestic violence 5 years ago in 2012. Atlanta United coming off a big 3-1 win over the weekend against Columbus. The goalkeeper, Alec Khan, a big reason. His reward, a battle for his job. U.S. national goalie Brad Guzan joined the team today for practice. He just got done with the season in the English Premier League. Khan is one of the leaders in voting for the MLS All-Star Game, and it should be interesting to see if he can fend off the challenge for his job.
It's great to have him around, obviously for the other keepers as well. Alex has been fantastic for us, and it's good competition.
All right, that's it for sports. We'll take a break. We're back right after this.
Day. I'll do it short.